Hi, I wanted to take a few minutes and walk you through the Roku 3 menus and show you kind of how to use the different menus that are available on Roku 3. There's a lot of videos online that show you what's in the box and show you how to set it up and things like that, but there's not a whole lot that kind of walk you through the menus. So the first thing you do once you have the Roku 3 set up, and it's no bigger than a deck of cards. I have it right below my television. It's just a small little box. But once you get that hooked up, all you really need to do is turn on your television, and at any time that you want to watch a television show, it's right there for you. You don't need cable TV at all. All you need is an internet connection and a wireless router, basically, and that's all you do. So now I've turned on my TV. Here's the Roku 3 screensaver that comes by default, and it comes with a remote control too, which has a home button, which has a back button, navigation, all directions, OK and star, and those are the major ones that I use. I don't use a whole lot that's on the remote. It's not that big anyway. So I'll push the home button that's up there in the corner, and we'll go right through all of the Roku 3 screens. So when it first comes up, what you have is the home page, and over on the right you have the channels that you've selected. So these are channels that I have selected, that my family has selected, that we watch. There's a whole lot more than these, but these are the 81 channels that we watch. We pretty much live in these three: the Amazon, the Hulu Plus, and the Netflix. But we also have a lot of other names you recognize on our list. We also have a lot of kid channels on here. We have some game channels. We have some weather channels, and we also have a few news channels. There's not a whole lot of news channels right now if you're looking for local news. We have one San Diego station, we have one LA station, we have one Las Vegas station. That's pretty much it for Southern California. There's the Las Vegas one right there. There's going to be more and more. There's more coming in all the time. But for right now, it's just a little bit skimpy for local news stations if it's very important to you. They do have the weather channels that are just specific to weather, if that's of interest to you. A lot of these, almost all of these, are free channels that we've got on here. We don't really want to pay for too many channels, so all of those are free that we have on this list. The three, like I said, that we live in are these three right here. Hulu Plus, there's a Hulu version, which is doesn't cost anything, but the Hulu Plus is about $8 per month. Plus or minus $1, I can't remember exactly, but it's about $8 a month. So if we go in there, we'll kind of show you what Hulu Plus looks like. It has this screen that kind of shows you something that it thinks you might be interested in up here to begin with. But if you can go into TV TV shows, movies, trailers, all sorts of things. There's shows that we've marked that we usually watch. There's new seasons that it shows you of all sorts of things. There's things that it recommends based on what we watch. It also has popular shows on here, full seasons, top tracks, popular trailers, popular episodes, just a whole lot of different categories for things that you might want to watch. But what I was going to do next is, if I can get back up here to the top, pop you into the movie selection. And with movies, you can go into the popular ones, the new ones, documentaries, but what I usually do is go into the genres. And there's two different genres that I've been watching a lot of lately. I don't know, my wife watches, but I've been doing a lot of the classics. Here's a lot of kids shows that pop up, but there's also a lot of the ones that I've been watching in here there's some Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton shows in here that there's one right there, City Lights. It's a very good Charlie Chaplin movie. So I kind of missed out on all the silent films by a few decades, I would say. So I'm kind of catching up, going in and learning those. There's also a lot of other types of movies in here, as you can see, that you could watch if you had the mind to. I also go into the international movies. There's all sorts of international movies that are on here. They're from countries, everywhere. But some of them are, of course, in foreign languages, but they do have subtitles that you can turn on and off if you'd like to see the subtitles. But like I said, there's shows from all over the place right now. So if we come back out of here, something else that you can do, we're still in movies. If you look in the upper right there's the search and options. So we could hit the star button. If we hit the star button, we can do searches. And so if we go into the search thing, you can find any sorts of TV shows or movies that you wanted. We know that Gold Rush is in there. That's a Charlie Chaplin one I've been watching. So I'll show you how easy it is to find Gold Rush if you wanted to find it this way. and boom, there it is. So we could just go start Gold Rush from right here if we wanted to. Another thing that we could do, come on out of here. If we wanted to, another thing that we could do, why is it not coming out of this? Go all the way out of Hulu. That you could do if you wanted to is you could do the star button and take a look at what's in your queue. So we have a whole lot of things queued up here. Some of them I queued up, some of my wife queued up. Some of them I think the kids queued up, but there's all the things that we normally like to watch. We have them in our queue, and we can go here real quickly and see whatever we wanted at whatever time we wanted. So those are some of the highlights of Hulu Plus. Again, I say that's one of my favorite things to live in is Hulu Plus. The kids, for whatever reason, they like Netflix also, but Netflix has different screens depending on what user it is. And so what you can do is create user profiles for everybody. Here's my wife's. So if you go into what she has in her profile, there's the shows that she's earmarked. There's also things that she's recently watched. There's things that Netflix has picked for her, and then there's also different categories. Sort of a lot similar to Hulu Plus, but different things that she can go into and watch that have been sort of earmarked for her. By herself and by Netflix. Netflix also has a search capability and other things that are very similar to Hulu Plus. It's also right around $8 a month. I think it's plus or minus $1 from that, but it's right. So there's $8 there, $8 a month there. There's 16 between those two. Another thing we use quite often is Amazon Instant Video. And if you are already, like we are, already an Amazon Prime member, then there are a lot of shows on here that you can choose from for free. That doesn't cost you a penny. So here's the Amazon Prime menu. All of these things are all available on here, and they don't cost you anything if you're an Amazon Prime member. There's also the watch list feature where you can have the things that you watch regularly. There's a lot of kid movies on here and a lot of TV shows that we normally watch are on here also. So it has the watch list feature. It has the recently watched, and there's things that you can buy. So you can add things to your video library right here. There's a lot of different movies that we've got for the kids. And they really like Elf right now. That's one of their favorites. But movies, if you buy them, if you want some of the ones that cost money on Amazon, they're usually $15 to $20 a movie, and then they're there for you forever. You can watch them whenever you want, and they don't cost you anymore. Again, $15 to $20 is for a high definition movie. I think the regular movies are a little cheaper than that. You can also sign up for some of the TV shows that aren't free. And there's a few shows that are newer and more popular that do cost money. A few that my wife likes, like Suits. If you go into here, you can see how it normally looks for doing a TV show. So this is episode 14 of season 4. We could watch it right now. We could add or remove it from our watch list, or you could buy the whole season in high definition for $35. It looks like she hasn't done that yet. You can buy it in standard definition for $25, but those are some of the options for what you can do with Amazon Instant Video. Again, it's very similar to the other two. There's a lot of things that are free on there also. And if you pop all the way back out here, there's a movie store by MGO where you can buy movies through them and not Amazon. You can buy TV shows through MGO and not Amazon. There's some news stations which are, not your normal news, but different types of special interest news stations. There's a search feature where you can go in and find a movie or TV or an actor this way, and it will find the best channel for you for whatever. It'll give you a choice of all the channels that movie is on, and you can pick for yourself. There's also a channel store, which is where we found all the channels that we already have on our favorites list, which you can find all sorts of channels on here. They have some that are featured. They have the new channels listed for you. They have the most popular channels. There's a boatload of free channels that you can choose from. There's paid channels. Just a whole lot of categories, as you can see, news, kids, whatever. There's a lot of categories that you can choose from. And there's also settings. So you can set up the network. And like I said, we have ours connected to our wireless router. I think it uses like 3 megabits per second bandwidth. So if you have at least that to spare on your internet connection, then you should be good to go. You can change the themes for your Roku backgrounds. You can change the screensaver. We've got it set for 720p, in other words, high definition. You can turn on and off captions while it's on there, change the time, audio. You can reboot the system or download system updates right here. So that kind of shows you in a nutshell what all you can do with the Roku 3. It's a little box, like I said, about the size of a deck of cards. It costs, last I checked, it was right around $99. So you want to see how fast that it can bring up a TV show for you. It doesn't really take much time at all. We were watching a lot of UK shows and a lot of Australian shows. Here's one that we've been watching. It's called Best of Both Worlds. So you can go down and pick any episode. So far, there's two seasons of episodes for this. But we'll just go in and we'll watch the next episode right here. We'll show you how fast it comes up. When you go into Netflix or into Hulu Plus, and usually what happens is you get a commercial right off the bat. So there's going to be this is I don't know why it says add 2 of 2, but it'll be like a 30-second commercial that doesn't take very long at all, 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're right into the show. There's not a boatload of commercials like there are on cable TV, just one quick one and you're right into your show. And here's the intro to the TV show that is from Australia, the Best of Both Worlds. It's a pretty good little show. As you can see, it comes in very clear. It's in high definition. It loads very quickly, and there's a minimum amount of commercial time that you view on this. So considering the cost, the lack of commercials, and the clarity, I think that this is a very good way to go. It's a good way to not have to rely on cable television and get the shows and everything that you want to see. I hope this kind of explains to you what Roku 3 is. Oh, then you can see how much of the show there is left right there. I hope this kind of explains to you what Roku 3 is, how you can use it to get rid of cable, and how easy and flexible it is and low cost actually. So I hope this has helped you out a little bit, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks. Bye.